Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to this week's episode of Monday Motivation. I believe it's episode number 44. I'll check my records, but welcome. So if you have never ever watched one of these before, Monday Motivation was something that I started in my corporate days way back in 2008, where every Monday morning it seemed to get a bad rap. People would spend Sunday dreading going to work on Monday. They would turn up on Monday and they would do what they had to do. But Monday morning's got a bad rap. And if you want to set up your week, your month, your quarter, your year from that day, from that Monday, then why on earth would we want to start it off feeling demotivated? So Monday Motivation was something that actually started off as emails being sent. Hey, good morning, Alan. Ooh, that's interesting. How did you manage to do that? In mirror writing, that's cool. Talking of which, I'm going to change my screen over because I want to show you some stuff as well. So I will, have I just done that? Yes, I've just done that. Cool. So good morning, Alan. And for those of you that have never joined this before, maybe you're watching, maybe you've seen me post and say, hey, come along, come and get motivated. This is, I always intend this to be about 15 minutes. Sometimes it goes on for longer, depending on the questions and stuff that you ask me. But you're welcome just to put a comment below, say hi, let me know where in the world or the country that you're watching from. And you'll see that the people that watch these on a regular basis are a really, really friendly bunch. In fact, they will be saying good morning to each other as we speak. So Alan says, good morning, Jenny. Ivona says, good morning, everyone. Hi, Ivona, how are you doing? So let me crack on with this week's. Ivona, can you see what Alan has typed? How clever is that? I love it. It's brilliant. So let me share with you what inspired this week's Monday Motivation. And it's funny because although I plan these in advance, it's almost like synchronicity struck, because here in the UK, I spent a bit of time in London and a bit of time in Stoke. Hi for everyone that's joining on. I spent a bit of time in London, a bit of time in Stoke. And last week it was like one sunny day, one grey day. One sunny day, one grey day. A bit like life sometimes for some people. And just as I said to myself, oh, well, it's been sunny today. Hey, morning, Lisa. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. As much as I like to be glass half full, optimistic, I found myself saying, oh, well, it was sunny yesterday. It's going to be grey tomorrow. And then it wasn't. There were blue skies. And then the next day, there were more blue skies. And even this morning, as I look out the window in sunny Stoke, there are even more blue skies. It's going to be a fantastic day. And over the weekend, and this is a self-disclosure, but over the weekend, there I was, sat, writing some stuff out and preparing my book and all of that kind of thing. And I was sat in the conservatory, and as I looked up, I could see like the sunlight streaming through. I'm getting really excited now. It's like summer is here, I'm ready to, have a full summer now for like 9 months. Not that that usually happens here, but I was looking up, and as I was looking up and thinking, my eyes rested on something. Cobwebs. Cobwebs. So you know that feeling when you're in a room and the sun's streaming through and the light is like flashing down. And I looked up and I saw these cobwebs, and it really gave me quite a strong visual metaphor for today's subject. So what I'd love you to do is to think of something that you want to do. It could be personal, it could be professional, it could be relationships, it could be health and well-being, it could be financial. It doesn't matter what the thing is, but just find one thing. Now, if you've got a few going on in the background, if you've got pen and paper handy, write them down as a reminder, in bullet point form, so that you can remember these other things that you've got, and just pick one. Now, I usually say to clients, pick the one that will make the biggest difference. I call this the leverage point. But just pick one of those things that you want to do. And it could be some, a great big piece in your life that you want to change, or it could simply be that there's something you want to get done this week. Size in this case does not matter. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to spring clean this particular goal, plan, or whatever it is that you've got in mind. Because it's that time of year again. It's like you look outside, there's buds on trees and plants, there's blossom, there's sunlight, there's new beginnings, and in some circles there's new endings, and that's okay too. It's okay to see this as a time when everything starts to spring up. But there are certain plants, for example, that like to grow throughout the winter, like the cold. Like if you're into food and stuff like that, garlic does really well. The colder it is, the stronger the flavour. If you are into your gardening, it could be that your snowdrops and your hyacinths are starting to sort of come out right now, or depending on how warm your garden's been, maybe they're going. Daffodils are very, very popular at this time of year in your garden, but there's a season and a time for things, so it's okay to know that more things are coming, that there's these buds and things are growing, but it's also okay to know that it might be a time for something finishing, closing down, resting for the year, dying off that you don't need. That's okay too. So picking your thing, picking the thing that you want to get done, the thing that you are, maybe it's a big goal. Remember that if you consider your goal to be big, maybe you want to start getting back out there in the dating game, meeting Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. Remember that of that big goal, it can be cut. I would say, think of it like a cake. Cut it into slices, small digestible slices. So it could be that your plan, your goal, your aim, your ambition, your intention, or something else today is just to get one slice of that piece done. Okay, so if you pick that, I'm going to share with you like 3 ways in which we can spring clean, almost like spring clean our mindset, so that we can get stuff done. And the reason I turned my camera around is because for 2 of them, they're 2 very visual prompts, and if I don't want them to look in mirror writing, then I need to turn my camera around. So if you think about this, you've got this goal, you've got this desire, you've got this ambition. It doesn't matter how big or small you perceive it. It's your goal, it's your dream, it's your desire. Hey, morning, Namisha. Good to see you on here. So we've got Namisha, we've got Lisa, we've got Ivona, we've got Alan. Great to see you. So just before I go on to the next piece, a couple of things that I do want to say. There are 3 things I'm going to share with you to help kind of spring clean the mindset for this day, this morning, this day, this week, the Easter weekend, the quarter, or whatever your timescales you're working in. The first thing that I do want to say is thank you so much to those of you that joined last week and watched the Monday Motivation. And if you haven't had chance to watch it or catch up on it yet, do scroll down and you'll see, because last week I actually also added a link which had 5 great questions to ask when you're going through and you're working through plans and goals, and it will be just as relevant for this week as well after we've gone through these 3 points here. So if you missed out on that last week, or if you were one of the people that were really keen as mustard and you signed up within an hour, I had some techie gremlins. It took me like 3.5 hours to sort out, and then I decided to hand it over to the team. So if you did try to get that download last week and for whatever reason it didn't happen, if you go back to the link, just put in your email address again, you'll receive an email, and on that email you click on the button and you'll get your free PDF download, which has been instrumental in my life. It was the thing that caused me to actually make the jump to start the business, and it didn't even feel like a jump. It felt really thought through and planned. It's the thing that helped me to make decisions. It helped me to make decisions on whether I needed to progress with something or not. It's the thing that's helped me and many of my clients over the years to be motivated. It's even something that I've shared in certain workshops that I've run. So it's really, really precious, really valuable. I love it so much that I wanted to be able to give you, you know, to be able to give that to you too. And the reason, by the way, I asked for your email address is, when I put these things out in the world and say, you know, would you like to receive it? It's so lovely to hear individual messages from you, you know, and you guys saying yes, please, or tagging underneath. But it's really hard to manage. This is a nice automated way that if you want it, you put your email address in, you've got it. Okay, so do pick that up because it will be just as useful for this week. So thank you so much for those of you that did that. And then the other thing to say is that for those of you that are in the Visibility Vibes tribe, straight after this, we're doing it again. We're doing the Facebook Live Fun. So if you don't know what that is and you are part of the Visibility Vibes tribe, I'm going to be posting the day one theme for you to get in there and get involved. So I look forward to seeing what fun you have on the Facebook Live, or, you know, if you prefer video. But it's only for 2 minutes. It will not take up any of your time apart from the 2 minutes. I even let you know what to share, what to speak about. You don't have to think about anything else, and you only need to share the thing that gets requested of you that day. So with that in mind, we're about to put some sunshine through our plans, our dreams, our goals, our ambitions. We're about to dust away the cobwebs. And I hope that you feel that feeling like the buds are coming out. And it's funny because I know Namisha and I had a conversation about spring and summer and how much we love it. So this is really going to up level. It's really going to springboard. It's really going to get you motivated, get you excited, get you re-energized, get you doing the stuff that you absolutely adore and love. So without any further ado, part one, can you see that? What stops you? See that sophisticated sign that I made there? What stops you? So think about that goal, that dream, that plan. Now, for example, I am writing a book. I'm writing a book, and with it goes all of the stuff of writing the book proposal, having to do all the submissions to, you know, the publishing houses and things like that. So it was something that at first I didn't think I wanted to do, and then I realised I absolutely had to do. You know, who was I not to do this? Very, very strong reasons for wanting to publish my book, and for many of you that are in the community, in the Vibes tribe, and on my email list, you'll get to hear about it first because you guys have supported me for like the last 6.5 years since I started up in my business. So the first thing that I had to do with my goal, and I'll get you to run this through. In fact, if you've got a goal that you're happy to share here, it'd be really great if you just type in the box below. Let me know what your goal is. You don't have to go into the whole thing. It could be, you could just type book. You could type, you know, professional career development. You could type healthy relationship. You could type health or well-being, anything else like that. Hey, Lisa says, morning, Ali. So Ali must be on. I can't see her, but morning to you, Ali, if you've joined us. And thank you for whoever just put the love heart across. So the first thing to ask yourself, and I had to ask myself this is this is like a form of decluttering. Okay, it's a spring clean, but it's a form of decluttering. And it's something that in the personal development world or professional development world sometimes gets overlooked, because people will have this idea that if we want to do something, we've just got to go and hammer it, when actually it's great to acknowledge the fact that, you know, we're not human doings, we are human beings. And within that space of being, we need to look at the sorts of things that propel us, but also the sorts of things that put us off. So this first question, what stops you? I asked myself about that with the book. What's your thing? What's your goal? What's your plan? What's the thing that you want to get done today? What's the thing you want to get done this week? What's the thing you want to get done by the end of the month? Maybe you've got a 90-day plan. Do share it with us. And if you feel like you don't want to share it here so publicly, then do make sure that you go over and share it in the Visibility Vibes tribe, which is a nice, safe group. It's a closed group, which means that whatever you type in there, you know, your relatives, your aunts, your nephews, your nieces, your grandchildren, your parents, or whoever else you're connected to on Facebook won't actually see or read what you put in there. But what you will get is a ton of support from the just shy of 500 members now that are in that group too. we've all got your best interests at heart, and we will definitely be be supporting you. Namisha says the Visibility Vibes Tribe rocks. Thank you, Namisha. So as I haven't seen anybody put any of their own goals at the bottom, and by the way, if you're watching this on the replay, you're more than welcome to play along too. And for those of you that like to share these on a Monday, thank you so much. Whether you share this now, whether you share this after it's finished. So when I looked at my book writing, I had sat down. I've actually got a book that's got like the plans for the proposals. Look at that big green book in what I call gift wish green. Big green book, and one of the pages in there I actually dedicated to like what stopped me from writing the book. What were the reasons that I told myself that I couldn't do it? What are the reasons that I tell myself that I can't do it? And I want you to plug in and play your own goal here. What's the thing that you're looking to achieve? What's the thing that could be stopping you? So Namisha's straight off the bat and she says, okay, my goals, share videos that get you in the mindset of taking action. Cool, I love it. New house, but not the 90-day plan. Oh, are you in a new house, Alan? So let's take Namisha's first, and then I'll go through Alan. So so Namisha's goal is to share videos that get her in the mindset of taking action. So here's what I would get you to do, Namisha. And I've only said she's going to share the goal in the visibility group. Brilliant, that's fine. So get a piece of paper, or just sit and set a timer for just 3 minutes. Think about the goal you want to achieve. So Namisha's looking at sharing videos that get people in the mindset of taking action, which, to be fair, she's already doing. But clearly she wants to serve in a much bigger way to a much bigger audience. She wants to touch people's lives. She wants to make a difference. So one of the things that you would be writing down, Namisha, on your piece of paper would be, what has stopped you from sharing videos so far? Don't worry about the mindset piece. You've got that now. But what has stopped you from sharing so far? Now, I don't need you to share that on the page here, anybody, unless you really want to. But what has stopped you from sharing the videos so far? So Alan says his goal is a new house, but not the 90-day plan. Okay, so Alan, what you would be doing is you'd either be writing down or you'd be sitting and reflecting, like set a timer somewhere for 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, no more than that. And then I like the thing of writing it down so that you can revisit. So Alan, you might even want to type it down. So Alan, ask yourself, what has stopped you from going for the new house? And on this point, you are allowed, absolutely allowed, to write down anything that any personal development gurus or coaches or anyone else would normally say, oh, no, that might be considered negative or glass half empty. There are no rules on this, but it's all about writing down the things that have stopped you. So, for many of the clients that I've worked with over the years, and some of my current clients now, they might say to themselves, well, I can't go into a new house. I can't afford to buy a new house. Or the area that I want to live in is just it's too far away, too expensive. It'll be, far away from my children, from my parents, from my friends. It will be in a different country. Oh, well, that climate is too hot there. I couldn't possibly live there. Oh, it's too cold. Or I know people that live there and they say that it's really rough, but I somehow like it. Or it's near the sea, or it's too near the sea, or it's in the park, or I get hay fever. It doesn't matter what the things are, but just do like a brain dump and write them all down or type them all out. This starts to help you recognise and it starts the process of like a declutter. It starts the process of a spring clean. It's almost like being in the garden again. It digs up anything like the weeds that might have overgrown and might be choking the plants that are waiting to come up. So it's a really good exercise to do, and it feels quite liberating to do it. So when I did my piece on my book, it was like, well, I'm not a classically trained author. I'm not a literary wizard. I've never written a book before. What if people say, you're writing a book? Why would I want to read that? What if I go to a publishing house and they say, no thanks, we don't need it? What if I don't know how to write my proposal and I mess it up? What if someone says, oh, I wouldn't be interested in reading that? What if I don't put in the time to write the book? What if it takes me a lot longer than I planned? You know, what if I struggle and get writer's block? I had to write all of these things down. So the first thing to do in this, like, declutter, this springboard into spring cleaning of your mindset is, what stops you? Take some time, 3 to 5 minutes, answer the question. You can do it in 3 to 5 minutes as long as you focus, as long as you're not trying to go onto Facebook and brush your teeth at the same time or do something else. Okay, so that's the first thing. So the second thing to think about is this. Now, and that's, how did you get here? What happened? Let me explain a bit about that. So sometimes when we aspire to achieve something, do something, we will be really, really great at beating ourselves up about why it hasn't been done yet, how so-and-so's been able to do it, but I haven't. Why, you know, this time last year I said I was going to do it and I didn't. It's something that I really want to do, but I haven't done it yet. Oh, I'm self-sabotaging. Oh, maybe I'm procrastinating. Maybe I'm not focused. Oh, maybe I've got to look after the kids, you know, before I do anything else. Doesn't matter what the thing is, okay? The point is, it's a candid question to ask yourself. How did I get here? What happened? What happened? And this is where, again, you can be really honest with yourself, really, really honest, and write down the part that you played in doing that. So again, for my book, this time last year, in fact, a bit earlier last year, I spoke to a really dear friend who's actually a writing coach in the US. And one of my main concerns was getting writer's block. So I worked with her over a period of about 6 weeks or something. And we looked at how I would segment my writing, what I would do to stop myself from getting writer's block. And then a year later, I find myself, you know, still giving the excuses throughout the year. Oh, well, I'm not really an author and who's going to want to write my book? So how did I get here? How did I get to the point where I am beginning again? What happened? The honest appraisal here is to look at the part that I honestly played within my own role. There's no point trying to see what happened. You know, if one of your children comes to you and says, oh, this thing's going on and it's not very good, it's no point you trying to take responsibility for something that is outside your control. So the important thing to answer here is, how did you get here? An honest self-appraisal of what happened, okay? And it could be that you've done a big chunk of it, so you were motivated at the start and you lost motivation, but really look at like candidly at the part you played. Now here's the third one. And in my eyes, I think it's like the most juiciest way to declutter, to spring clean. So before I say it, take a really deep breath in, close your eyes for a second, and just see almost that thing that you want to get done. See it done, see it finished, see it a few days after, see it a few weeks after. See yourself patting yourself on the back and saying, wow, I made it, I did it, it happened, it's done. So the third piece, and I haven't written this down on a piece of paper to show you, the third question to ask yourself is, who is the person that has the new house? Who is the person that shares videos that get you in the mindset of taking action? So I want you to think about the person you have now become in doing that. Who is the person that writes a published, recognised book that people enjoy, one that spreads ripples far and wide, one that motivates people? Who is that person? And this is where you kind of do a top to toe. What do they look like? And think of yourself in this, particular way. I know that when my book is published, that I will still show up and do videos. I will still show up and do Facebook Live. I will still say that it's okay to do, things without makeup. But one of the things that I might want to do is I might want to organise a bit of my working day so that it works even better for me. I might want to make sure that I'm taking more time off. so that my life works better for me. I get to spend time with my, my friends and my family. I might want to level up in how I show up for my clients. So, for example, I'll give you an example of this because this sounds a very strange thing to do, but I think might resonate with some of you. I know many of you who watch these live and on the replay are coaches yourself. So one of the things that I want to be able to do is I love working one-to-one privately with people. And I love going away, scurrying away and making stuff happen in the background. I also recognise that for some of my clients, they are not in a place, maybe they're getting started, maybe they're looking at how they're getting out there, and they're not in a place to go straight into like working with me for a day, for example. But they might be in a place where they want a piece of me. That sounds really bad, doesn't it? But they want a piece of me. They want to be able to tap into my wisdom, my knowledge, or something else. So one of the things I set up in my business is the Visibility Vibes monthly program. It's something that people can do online. It's something that people can get involved with, even if they're not speaking to me. And how I make it kind of tangible and real for them is that every 2 weeks we have a group coaching Q&A, a mentoring call. Now, by doing that, it means that they get to work with me at a level that they can, and I get to work with them at a level that's completely comfortable. So who is the person that I have to be? I don't want to be one of these people that has this snob factor that you can only work with me at a certain level and that's it. There are some people you can only work with them at a certain level and that's it. And there is no ego. There is no snob factor. It's how they choose to work. So, excuse me, who is the person that I choose to be? I choose to be the person that cares whether people work at an individual one-on-one level. I choose to be the person that cares whether people want to work with me at this like lower level at the £29 a month because it's where they're at. I choose to be the person that shows up and be present, even on a Facebook Live at 7 a.m. in the UK. I choose to be the person who is a little bit more organised in their working space. Truth of the matter is, when I'm working, you can tell I'm working. There's pens everywhere, paper everywhere, post-it notes, laptop, iPad, iPod, books. But I choose to be the person that shows up in a working space that's a little bit more clear, a little bit less cluttered. I choose to be the person that sets up my life in such a way that when I am working with people, I can enjoy the work with people. It can be, really pleasurable experience for them, and also they can have a pleasurable experience with me. I choose to be the person that is known to help people get the results. Yes, there are transformational coaches out there. Yes, there are, life-changing coaches out there. But I choose to be the person who mentors, who coaches, who listens, who teaches, who allows people to do the very thing that they want to do. So in order to know all of that, in order just to say that to myself and to share that with you guys, then it means, and thank you for the love hearts and the thumbs up, by the way, really appreciative of that. In order for me to be that person, who do I have to be? So the third question, put a better way, is who are you becoming, or who have you become in the process? This is a really powerful declutter, a really powerful spring clean, a really powerful springboard for those of us that are aspiring to do bigger, greater, huger things in the world. I hope this has been helpful to you. Type in the box below, let me know what's the one thing that you got from this that you hadn't realised before. Or what's the one thing that you got that you're going to be doing differently? And of course, if you don't want to share here, do come over to the Visibility Vibes tribe. I'll pop a link below after this, and do go and share in there. And if you are looking to raise your professional visibility, if you are looking to get the work that you do out there in the world, if you're looking to make a big difference, and you see people like me doing Facebook Lives, maybe you do a few yourself, but you want to get more polished, you want to get more connected, you want to get more engagement, then we've got a really great treat that's running in the Visibility Vibes tribe this week. I'm about to go in and post the day one task, And it's only for 2 minutes or maximum of 2 minutes. So it's not going to take a lot of your time. But what it is going to do is going to get you into the flow of being consistent, the flow of being visible, the flow of connecting with other people, and the flow of meeting some really juicy vibers. Oh, Alan, thank you so much. Alan, you've just said, I found you a most pleasurable person to work with. A bit of a chatterbox I am, but that's how I roll. Thank you so much, Alan. That means a lot, especially given that Alan and I didn't know each other from Adam before you came into the community. So that really means a lot. Thank you, Alan. And we've worked in different ways on different levels. It's exciting. Oh, Alison, she says, good morning. Good morning, Flower. Well, I'm about to leave you to your day. So the 3 things that I really want you to take on board for this morning, this day, this week, for your Monday motivation is ask yourself, what has stopped me from doing this thing that I'm about to do now? Splurge it all out, write it on a piece of paper, type it out, get it out of your system. Second thing is, if I can read my own writing, how did you get here? This enables you to take responsibility. And when I say responsibility, it's your ability to respond to your current situation. No blame, no shame, just taking that on. And then the third thing is, who are you becoming, or who have you become in the process to doing the thing that you want to do? Your mindset will be different. I always say it's your head, your heart and your hands. There'll be changes in your mindset. There'll be changes in your heart. There'll be changes in the way that you do things. Who is that person that you're becoming? So those are the 3 things to take away to really spring clean and springboard yourself. Now, next week here in the UK is a bank holiday, so I will be pre-recording a video. We won't be live next Monday, but I'll be pre-recording a video, something a little juicy nugget to help you to get motivated. That way you can have a bank holiday lay-in, you might be going away for the weekend, but you'll still be getting your dose of Monday motivation. So Ivona says, spend time after this live working through the questions. That's a really good place to start. I look forward to seeing you back on this page throughout the week. And if I don't see you before, have a fantastic Easter weekend. Let's hope that the sun keeps shining for the rest of this week, eh? Thank you so much for joining me. It means so much. And if there are other people that you know could do with a dose of Monday motivation, maybe they're going into work this morning with a bit of a frown on their face. If there's someone that you know, do remember to share this on your timeline, with your peers, with your friends, and in any groups that you're allowed to, because I just want to spread the ripples far and wide. Thanks for the thumbs up, thanks for the love heart, and thank you for joining me this morning. Have a fantastic morning, day and week. Bye for now.